underneath the mango tree, me honey and me. Oh, hey up, Rayvers. The name's Ruttle, Ray Ruttle. I'm here in the Caribbean. Caribbean? I'm on the beach, in the West Indies, getting myself in the mood to tell you all about the original, and for me, still the best James Bond, Sean Connery. Underneath the mango tree, me honey and me. You what? Well, I don't know any more words, do I? They never sung any more, did they? It was 1962, and Sean Connery introduced us all to the world of
Bond. James Bond.
It would do. He were a bloke who was suave and sophisticated. He were tough and uncompromising.
Mr. Smith and Wesson. And you've had your six.
He could sing.
Underneath the mango tree, my honey and me.
Who's that?
I told you he never sang any more than that, didn't I? Oh, and he were popular with the birds, ladies. Right, cards on table. I love Connery. I think he's brilliant. And he's my favourite Bond, still. And that opinion is shared by many folk. So what is it about Connery's performance that made blokes want to be him and women want to have it off with him? First up, he could handle his sound. He was believable in the fight scenes, you know. He was a bloke who gave you the impression he could kill you with his bare hands. And that was partly due to his physique, because he was a bodybuilder in his younger days. And he looks very athletic in the iconic blue towel, doesn't he? But you can tell by the way he moves, you know, he's very physical. He sort of prowls around like a panther, you know. Admittedly, he doesn't look quite so good here. He's coming to the end of his reign as Bond, and he's gone to seed a nickel bit. Incidentally, he's a very hairy bloke, Connery, ain't he? He's got a very hairy chest, and you'd expect him to have hairy shoulders, but he ain't got hairy shoulders. I wonder if he waxes his shoulders. I suspect he does. My wife, Denise, is always teasing me about my hairy shoulders. Says I should get them waxed. But I've seen folk getting their sons waxed, and it looks bloody awful. Not for me, no. Now, he had a supreme confidence, and he were always treading a very fine line between confidence and arrogance, but he always managed to stay the right side of it without coming across as a cocky tit.
I like sake. Especially when it's served at the correct temperature. 98.4 degrees Fahrenheit, like this is. Seems terribly difficult. No, it isn't, is it?
But he also had a comedic touch, and you can tell he's playing a lot of these scenes with his tongue firmly in his cheek.
Thank you very much. I was just out walking my rat and I seem to have lost my way. One of my friends sits this one out. She's just dead.
But arguably, one of the biggest factors in his popularity was the fact that he had sex appeal. But also, he was confident with the birds, ladies. He had this cheeky quality to him, didn't he? For example, in this scene, she asks him if he'll give her something to put on, meaning some clothes. But Connery, he just gives her a pair of shoes. That's not going to cover our stuff, is it? He's still going to be able to see everything, her boobs and everything. Now, check out this classic scene here, where he's having a frolic in the hay with Honor Blackman. Now, at first, she's trying to resist his charms, but he can tell that deep down she is attracted to him. And he just continues to impress that upon her until she finally succumbs to his charms. At least, I hope that's what happened, because otherwise, he's just sexually assaulted her. We're a different time. Let's move on.
Arms above your head, please.
Oh, what's he doing here? Oh, bloody hell. This is proper #MeToo stuff, this, ain't it?
Behave yourself, Mr. Bond.
God, dear, some bits in some of these older Bond films, they don't age well, do they? By the time we were filming You Only Live Twice in the late 60s, Connery were getting fed up with all the attention, so he decided to knock Bond on the head, and they got Lazenby in. But then, for one reason or another, probably money, Connery were back in Diamonds Are Forever. And I don't know if they were consciously taking it in a new direction, what with it being the 70s and that. But Diamonds Are Forever were definitely the daftest Connery one. I mean, I didn't have a bloody clue what were going on.
Good evening, Mr. Bond.
Blofeld.
Good evening, 007.
I mean, what's going on there? Are they clones? I don't get it. Still had its good bits though, didn't it?
Hi, I'm Plenty.
But of course you are.
Oh, Connery. Now, after Diamonds Are Forever, Connery wanted to leave James Bond behind for good.
Don't tell him which direction we've taken.
And he said he'd never play him again. I think it was because he didn't want to get typecast, so he could branch out and play different roles.
My name is Zed. For Zardos, I am an exterminator.
Yeah, I think the less said about that film choice, the better. But in 1983, he were back as Bond in the cleverly titled Never Say Never Again, because it said never before, ain't it? Anyway, confusingly, it were like an unofficial Bond, because the proper Bond series was still going on. Roger was still milking it, and they were doing Octopussy at the time. So this one were an unofficial Bond. It felt like a film equivalent of that knockoff England football kit you can buy down the market. It all stemmed from some sort of contractual dispute, and basically the film, Never Say Never Again, was just a rehash of Thunderball from the 1960s, so there were loads of similar elements in it. Now, even though he were getting a bit long in tooth, I think he was in his 50s when he filmed this, incidentally, still younger than Roger in the actual Bond series, who I think were pushing 60 by this point. But yeah, he was still doing all the action, still doing all the stuff.
This bomb has a tiny gyroscope inside. Any lateral movement on your part, and you could be served in an egg cup. If you understand what's being explained to you, nod gently. Good boy. Stay.
Like any Bond film, there were stupid bits. He fraternised with some ladies. Crikey, what the bloody hell is he wearing there? It looks like he should be in the Beverly Hillbillies. I've never seen Connery look as daft as that before. Oh, yes I have, yeah. And he even threw some piss in Pat Roach's face. And there were a lot of humour in it. It was very self-aware. There were always knowing winks to the audience, you know what I mean?
I hope we're going to have some gratuitous sex and violence.
I certainly hope so too.
And there were loads of jokes, like when Bond and Felix tried to escape from the police as a boxer and a trainer. Now, watching it through, I thought, oh, this has got a sense of familiarity about it. And I didn't mean because it was a rehash of Thunderball. I mean because I've seen these jokes before. Not in a Bond film, but in Porridge. And that's because the blokes who wrote Porridge did some rewrites of the script for Never Say Never Again. So they recycled loads of their own jokes.
I need a urine sample. If you could fill this beaker for me.
From here?
You see those flasks over there? I want you to fill one for me.
What, from here?
Anyway, we got sidetracked. Where was I? Oh yeah, Connery. Yeah, for me, the original, and still the best. He set the standard for all the other Bonds to follow. And for me, I don't think anybody's quite matched him.
Thank you very much.
Oh yes, I forgot about that bloke. Yeah, Connery's 007. You can't improve on perfection, can you? No. But still, the other Bonds have got a lot going for them. So check out my other reviews of them and all. And I'll see you next time. Okeydoo. You're underneath the mango tree, me honey. Yeah, alright, I know. I'll learn the rest of the bloody words.